I caught my dad ironing dollar bills because he said they were too wrinkly to spend. I thought it was just another one of his weird habits until I realized what was really happening. Dad had always been particular about money. He'd smooth out receipts, organize coins by year, and refuse to use torn bills. But this was different. I walked into the laundry room and there he was, carefully pressing a $20 bill with Mom's good iron, steam rising, the whole 9 yards. "Dad, what are you doing?" I asked. He looked up, embarrassed but trying to play it cool. "These bills are too wrinkled. Cashiers might think they're fake." That's when I noticed the stack of crumpled bills on the counter. All 20s and 50s. All looked like they'd been through a washing machine. My stomach dropped. Later that night, I heard my parents arguing in their bedroom. Mom's voice was shaky. "How much did you lose this time, Kevin?" Dad mumbled something I couldn't make out. "The rent money? Kevin, we talked about this." The next morning, Mom looked exhausted. She was making coffee with shaking hands when I came downstairs. "Everything okay?" I asked. She forced a smile. "Just tired, honey." But things started making sense. The mysterious work trips Dad took every weekend. The way he'd get really excited about small amounts of money, then sulk for days. The time I found poker chips in his jacket pocket and he said they were from a work event. My dad had a gambling problem. The ironing thing got worse. He'd spend hours in that laundry room, pressing crumpled bills he'd obviously pulled out of his pockets in a panic. Sometimes I'd hear him muttering to himself, "Just need one good night and we're even." I started paying attention to everything. The way he'd disappear for hours and come back either really happy or really quiet. How he'd check his phone constantly, typing numbers into a calculator app. The stack of past due notices Mom tried to hide under takeout menus. 3 weeks later, I came home from school and found Mom crying at the kitchen table. She had a paper in her hand. "We might lose the house," she said without looking up. "Your father, he borrowed against it." That night, I made a decision. I knew where Dad went every Friday. There was this sketchy community center downtown where old guys played cards in the back room. I'd driven past it with him once and saw him wave at the security guy. I took my laptop and printed out information about gambling addiction, recovery programs, hotlines, statistics about how many families get destroyed. I put it all in a manila folder. Friday evening, I waited in the parking lot. When Dad walked out, his shoulders were slumped. He'd obviously lost again. I rolled down my window. "Dad," he looked shocked to see me. "What are you doing here?" "Get in the car." My voice was steadier than I felt. The ride home was silent until I handed him the folder. "Mom's been crying for 3 weeks straight. We're about to lose our house. And you're in the laundry room ironing gambling money like that's going to fix anything." Dad's hands were shaking as he looked through the papers. "You don't understand," he started. "I understand you've been lying to us. I understand Mom has to work double shifts because you keep losing our money. I understand you're more worried about wrinkled bills than your family." When we got home, Dad went straight to Mom. I watched from the hallway as he showed her the folder and started crying. Really crying. "I need help," he kept saying. "I'm sorry. I need help." 6 months later, Dad was in recovery and working nights at a warehouse to pay back what he'd lost. The house was safe, and I never saw him iron money again.